Back in Cleveland at Rocket Arena, of course, and the MAC is launching a new community initiative to help local families. The MAC has introduced Ann's Pantry, a donation drive-in partnership with the Hunger Network to help support families facing food insecurities across Northeast Ohio. Joining me now to talk more about it is MAC Commissioner Dr. John Steinbrecher. Great to see you again. It has been a while.
It's great to be here.
Yeah, awesome. Well, first of all, just tell fans what you're looking for them to do. What do you want them to bring?
The bottom line is bring some food goods, dry goods, canned goods to the arena, or make a financial donation to the Hunger Network. Our office was inspired by our student athletes. All of our schools, our student athletes are so involved in their communities. So I challenged our staff, let's do a community service project around our basketball tournament. And what they came back with was let's work with a food pantry, and then let's name it after my late wife, which I'll start crying again. Ann's Pantry.
Yes.
And I'm so honored and thrilled about it. And it's such a tremendous way to remember Ann, who was such an integral part of our conference family. And she was a nurse by training and had as big and caring as a heart as you could ever want to have.
Her dedication was simply to help others, wasn't it?
You know, it really was. And one of the examples I point to is every year in December, we'd go to the College Football Hall of Fame activities. She would gather the wives of all the commissioners and lead them, and they'd go work at a soup kitchen somewhere. I mean, that's just what she would do. And so this fits perfectly with who she was.
What a way to honor her memory.
Yeah, I'm just beyond touched.
So where are the donation bins exactly?
Yeah, as you come into the arenas at either end of the Cliffs entrance, or I believe the Sherwin-Williams entrance, there's bins available there, as well as a QR code if you want to make a financial donation to the Hunger Network.
Okay, talk again about exactly what you are looking for. What kind of donation?
Oh gosh, any kind of food, dry goods, canned goods, things like that. Anything will help, because the beauty of this is what's really most important is that we're providing for people in Northeast Ohio who need a helping hand.
And what a great community we have, right? Oh. I mean, the people that step up.
Yeah, this is a remarkable place. I've come to understand that and greatly appreciate it.
And before we talk MACtion and basketball, just last thing, this has to warm your heart. Oh. How does this make you feel?
Well, anything we can do that reminds me and reminds us of Ann is I can't even put into words.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, let's talk some basketball now. I love the MAC tournament. It is so fantastic, and we get Akron versus Kent tonight. It seems like they always match up in this tournament, and it's going to be an electric atmosphere in that game.
Great rivalry game there. Last night we had Toledo and Bowling Green. Great rivalry game. We've had lots of great games. On the women's side, which is starting off at 10 o'clock this morning, we're down to the Final Four on both sides. A lot at stake, and we'll see how it plays out.
How about Miami losing? Yeah. Undefeated season, and it just goes to show you never know what can happen and how tough this conference is.
We're a deep conference, and Miami 31-0. I think only 3 teams have ever gotten to that mark. I expect we'll see them in the NCAA tournament somewhere.
I think it was 1999. The last time Correct. 2 teams were in the MAC tournament, and I hate that. I cannot believe that it's been that long. Every year I'm like, they need more than 1 team. Miami's got to get in, right? Even though they lost?
I'm calling them a lock. We're going to find out. I think most of the prognosticators who have had some success in predicting this seem to think so. We'll find out on Sunday.
Yeah. How have the crowds been, and what are you expecting here for the last 2 days?
I think we had the largest opening round day we've ever had. We will have good crowds all the way through. I know our advanced ticket sales are beyond anything we've seen in years.
I'll tell you, it's interesting because I went to the University of Toledo, but of course I root for Kent and Akron around here. Brissa went to Akron. I mean, we have just so many options around here. And the thing about Northeast Ohio is there are so many fans of many different teams, right? Because there's Ohio and all the different teams that have great alumni base here.
They do. It's our 27th year here. And so we have an incredible, deep group of alumni, but we have great MAC fans here. And that's the beauty of us continuing to come back. Second longest running conference tournament in the same venue across all of Division I.
All right, let's do some great donations for Ann's Pantry. Let's see some great basketball on the women's and men's side. Thank you so much for being here this morning.
Real privilege.
All right. Brissa, I told you earlier, you know, it could end up being the Rockets versus the Zips. That would be something for you and I.
There might be some tension in the studio if that day comes.
Yeah. But never count out Senderoff and Kent State.
No.
What that man has done there.
Yeah.
Incredible. So
Super huge. All right. Thanks, Dave.